This is your 2020 Kia Soul. I love the keychain, very cool. Kind of looks like one of those little triggers. Full marks there, well done. Let's jump into the perks, quirks, and irks. The Soul has beat out the Element, beat out the Cube, beat out Science XB, so well done. I've got the second from the top trim EX Limited, so that gets you what you see here. LED fog lights, LED turn signals, LED day runners, LED regular lights, and a cool quirk and kind of a perk for me is in between the headlights, you see there's that thin metal bar, and it kind of looks like a light bar. It's not, it is just a silver painted line, but it looks really cool. And there's a bit of a continuum for that along the rear, which we'll get to in a little bit. Don't really need to do much with the shape, kind of like the Jeep when they released the JL version. You can't really do much with the shape. It's iconic, and not that the Soul is iconic by any means yet, but it's an identifiable shape and people love it for exactly what it is. You get your LED turn signals in the mirrors right there, nice big wheels. Kind of a quirk with the wheels. There's that little red circle around the Kia logo. That kind of helps it stand out. To me, you know, red, black, green, blue, purple, whatever color it is, I'm sure it would be just as attractive. A little perk for me, they dropped the word Soul on the top of the, the back of the roof line. Kind of an interesting, quirky spot to put it. Most people just slap it there, and that's it, that's all. Let's go around to the rear. Remember, I don't know, maybe a minute ago that we were talking about that light bar up front. That's not a light bar. There's kind of the same thing up top there with the Soul, and I think it looks really sharp, really cool, and again, nice identifiable feature. You do have halogen turn signals. I wish they would have dropped a little more and made them LEDs all around. You got your LED brake lights as well. So there's a look at the rear. No visible tailpipes. To me, that's kind of an irk. You know, it just, you know, I find cars look more finished whether it's a single or a dual, but that's just my 2 cents on that. There's a Soul badge, there is the EX. Let's open up the trunk and take a look at what's in here. Well, there's nothing in here except a couple of cool party tricks. First one is this thing folds in half. So to me, that's a huge perk because it is useful. You don't have to keep it like this, and if you have something taller and thinner that needs to go down here, you can do that, as opposed to just having this or having to remove it. And yes, it can be removed if you really have to. So what you're looking at here is 530 liters of cargo space. And you're like, well, Jay, that's okay, not really impressive. Hang on a sec. You pull this up, and you just slide it towards you, and you can do this with one hand because, well, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You drop it down and you have that much more cargo space. To be specific, now you're looking at 663 liters of cargo space. You drop the 60-40 split seats and you get a whopping 1,758 liters of cargo space. Well done, Kia, lots of space. I wish there was a second handle here like they have on the Elantris, Hyundai, and Kia. Not quite same company, but, you know, related company. So I wish they would have done that. Kind of an irk there for me on that side. Cool quirk as well. The washer nozzle is red, so it blends in with the light bar at the top. Very sharp, very nice attention to detail. That's going to wrap up the outside of the 2020 Kia Soul. We'll be right back with a look at the inside. 2020 Soul, dual stage heated seats for your 2 rear passengers. Yes, you can put a third one in, but only the outside ones get the heated seats. The seats are kind of comfortable. Spent a little bit of time back here, just, you know, proper testing. It's so easy to drop the back seats, pull a little lever, down it goes. So it's not flat now because I dropped the floor, but if it was flat on the upper level right there and there, it'd be relatively flat. There's a bit of a slight angle up, but for the most part, it's a fold flat rear seat. That's what we're looking at up front. And speaking of looking at up front, let's go and take a look up front. There's a look at your cabin. There's the beeping of the car. I'm gonna put the lights off to stop that. Hopefully, there we go. So, pretty good looking interior, far more upscale than I would have thought. A little perk and quirk for me, they've got the word Soul actually etched in to the side bolsters, and that's a really nice attention to detail. Full marks there. We'll get into the Harman Kardon audio system that's there, and cool lights there. I'll explain when we get to that point. Quirky design here because it blends the speaker as well as the vent. Very nice. Blank panel switch, not great, but you know, can't do much about it. And you don't really notice it because oddly, when this is my point of view, and I don't really see it. All I see are these ones to the left of it. So EX Limited has the heads-up display, and I love the Kia lets me put it on and off with a touch of a button. So it's off now. I'm going to push the button. I'm going to put the camera right here. Let's take a look and a listen. And up it comes just like that, and that's nice and easy. I really like how Kia's done that for me. Well done, Kia. Automatic start, stop, on, off there, and a couple of safety things there as well. Let's go here. Put the four ways off. Let's get through this pretty quick. This is an Irk for me. It's a really big Irk. That's such a tiny, tiny screen. 3.5 inches, and they have so much more to work with. And yes, I know the illuminated warnings come up here, but I wish they just would have made it like the full size and incorporated the warning lights into there. My 2 cents on that. Fuel figures, we'll get to it more in the drive, but I've done that many kilometers, and that's my average over that many minutes. I ran up to Collingwood for the day yesterday, and the car is so great to drive. I don't know if we can catch this on camera. Yes, we can. So I've always liked this about the Kia Hyundais and Genesis. It looks like grooves of a record in there. I'll make my hand a little bit. Yeah, it looks like a groove of a record, and that's just got a nice attention to detail. And they have it on both sides. So well done, Kia, for being very cool and, you know, kind of retro. There's your steering wheel. Piano black. Don't like it because it shows fingerprints, and your hands are on the wheel, and they're mucking around with stuff here. Anyways, kind of an Irk. Not a deal breaker by any means, but I don't really like it. Little hole in your steering wheel at the bottom. Kind of cool. I wish they would have put the little Kia logo there, or badging or something. Kind of a missed opportunity there. 10.25 infotainment system. This thing is wicked big, and it's so easy to use. Kia is a master as far as functionality goes, because it's a touch screen. Come on, touch, there we go. It's got hard touch buttons, it's got a volume knob, and it's got the dials, and the HVAC controls are so easy to use. And this little thing is cool because it really, stand to get some dust out of there. It really stands out at night. So easy to use, and Kia, again, so good at that. I'm gonna jump back here for a sec. You've heard me say it before about how much I love it. That's my light switch, and Kia will always tell you what position your lights are on. There's my wiper stock. Kia will always tell you what position your wipers are in. Absolutely love that. I wish all manufacturers would do that. Infotainment system, again, huge, 10.25 inches. The other one is a 7-inch model on the lower trims. Every trim but the entry-level trim gets a wireless charger, and that is a huge game changer for me, because that's kind of something you only see on luxury cars. But for a little over 20 grand, your car will include a wireless charger. Kia, very well done. Nice storage spot here. Pro tip, an iPhone 10, which is what I have, fits perfectly in there. So nicely done, and I like that Kia is paying attention to detail as far as modern technology. There's your on-off switch. There's not a phone in there, so it's not going to go on. USB, a couple of power sources there as well. Heated and cooled seats on the EX Limited, which is what I have. They get cold really fast, really nicely. Drive modes, you only get 2. And let's take a look back to the dashboard. You get normal, sport, no more eco. It doesn't make a difference to me. I don't really use the sport, and I didn't really use the eco. Again, there is the heated and cooled seats for the passenger and your heated steering wheel. I love that it's a hard touch button. Kia, thank you for not making me dig through this with my gloves on in the winter to find my heated steering wheel. Well done. No paddle shifters. Definite perk. Paddle shifters to me are absolutely ridiculous. Hardly anyone uses them unless you're in a performance car. So well done, Kia, on that. Here's a lovely, lovely Quirk. Old school parking brake in a 2020 car. I was really surprised that it wasn't just a push button, and it really doesn't take up a lot of space. So well done, Kia. A couple of cup holders. You have some storage space in there as well. And you know, the interior is very well done. You get a sunroof. You don't get a panoramic sunroof. I think Kia may offer one in the next year's model, but maybe the year after, we'll see. But for now, this is good. This is fine. No issues with it. Let's light in. And the interior is a light color, so it doesn't feel so cramped. What's that? LED lights in the back and LED lights up front. That's just, you know, for less than 30 grand, Kia, well done. Tons of value to be had here. There's a look at your dashboard. Just right at the top of the dash, there's a speaker. There's speakers everywhere. 640 watt Harman Kardon system. Very, very well done. We'll show you how the speakers light up at night. I'll just show you part of it now. You push the star button. And quirky, party time, hey yo, traveling, romance, midnight city, and cafe. Bit of an older demographic is Kia's key customer here, and I don't think that the party time, hey yo, really appeal to them, but I guess that's why I don't design cars, and I let the experts do that. Anyways, that's gonna wrap the inside up. Actually, that's not true. One other quick thing. Really comfortable seats. Again, I've done almost 800 kilometers. Well, I guess 729, not quite 800. I've done a lot of mileage in the car. Seats, so comfortable. Nice side bolsters, thigh bolsters as well. Very comfortable. I would do many road trips in this vehicle. All right, that's going to wrap it up. And let's end on the Kia logo. And we'll be right back showing you the little night sample thing of how the speakers work. It's pretty cool, but as you can tell, it's daytime. So I gotta run into my garage, close the door, and show you how that works. Okay, enough rambling. Jay, be right back. Quick look at the sound mood lighting in the 2020 Soul. So for color theme, you have party time, hey yo. You get traveling, romance, midnight city, and cafe. You go to glow only, and you get these 6 different choices, and you get brightness level. So I'm gonna crank it up all the way. Go back to color theme. Let's go party time, and that's what it looks like. You get the one at the bottom, you get the one at the top, you hit, let's say, hey yo, and then that changes it. And I'm just going to keep the camera here and run through the rest. This is traveling, so you see a bit of a change. Romance, a little more of a moody color. Midnight city gets a little on the darker side, can't really see it too well. You go to cafe, it comes a little on the beige side. I like party time because it just shows up the most. And if you don't want the sound mood lighting on for whatever reason, you just go to the top right, click sound mood off, blackness, and you put it back on if you like it. And that's it. Pretty cool feature, Kia. It's not a new thing. They had it in the first gen Soul, but as far as kind of getting different color options, this is much cooler. And my favorite part is the word Soul in the speaker cover actually changes color. Very nicely done, Kia. And let's end up with a shot of party time. Let's do the drive in the 2020 Kia Soul. 1 engine, 7 trims, 2 liter, 4 cylinder, 147 horse, 132 pound-foot of torque. It's not an especially powerful engine, but it is a smooth engine, very fuel efficient. Fuel efficiency figures are 8.6 city, 7.1 on the highway, so you get high 7s as far as your blended total. The car eats up bumps, and it's very comfortable to drive. It's a very smooth drive, and I've done 730 kilometers on it, and I'm very impressed with what Kia's done as far as ride quality goes. Very nice, very smooth, very comfortable. And the cabin in the Soul is somewhere that I would be happy to spend a lot of time in. You know, whether it's sitting in traffic, not that I want to sit in traffic, but if I was stuck in traffic on the 401, I don't think I'd be as stressed out in a Soul as I would be in some other vehicles. So Kia's done a tremendous job in creating a nice, serene environment for their drivers. As mentioned, this is a 10.25-inch screen. There is a 7-inch screen for lower trims. As far as a massive perk for me, and I think I mentioned this on the interior portion, every single trim except for the base trim gets a wireless charger. That is really nice and, you know, tremendous on Kia's behalf. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto are standard. So on this trim, the EX Limited, second from the top, you get blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, forward collision avoidance, and rear cross traffic alert. And you get your single view rear view camera. I think, you know, maybe in a couple of years they'll put a surround view camera in here just for a little more, not a little more value, it's just a little more of an offering. And the manufacturers are like that. They don't give you everything all at once because they have to keep interest constant, because if they give you everything all at once, then there's really no building on previous models. What else are we talking about? Steering wheel, very comfortable. I love that the heated seat button is there. It's middle of July. I don't need it, but winter is very cold in Canada, and that comes in handy quite a bit. Again, I love that the heads-up display can go up and down. I just put it down. As you can see in the top middle of your screen, it has collapsed into the dashboard. I'm a fan of the Kia Soul. I was for the first gen, I was for the second gen, and what they've done here is tremendous with the third gen. It's the amount of value jammed in here at a price point of a touch under 30 grand is unbelievable. As of, I think today's the 22nd of July, so 28,995 for this specific trim. You get your low 21,000s for your entry level Soul, and then the top trim GT Limited flat bottom steering wheel, different bumpers and roof rails up top, 29,595. So pick your poison, kids. There's a lot to be had for the Kia Soul. There's a ton of value to be had here as well, and you know, I'm really happy with how Kia's packaged it. I don't really care for 7 trims. I think they could have come down to 5 trims, maybe even 4 trims, and put the GT Limited and the other GT, which is their what is it, GT Limited, GT Premium together. I think they should have done that instead of kind of mucking around with 2 extra trims. But that's my 2 cents on that. So that'll wrap the video up in its entirety. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the support. Feel free to subscribe if you like what you see, and there's that little notification bell if you want to be kept up to date as to what my next videos are and when they come out. 2020 Kia Soul, terrific package all around. Interesting looks on the outside, quirky, definitely quirky. Interior is an A++. They've done a lot. There's a lot of soft touch materials, though. A couple of hard touch, some piano black here, piano black there, piano black there. But you know what? Whatever. It doesn't really make all that much of a difference to me, because overall the cabin is very well executed, very well designed. And I think they've got another hit in their hands. And you know what? Maybe they don't need hamsters this year as far as trying to sell the Kia Soul out there. All right, that's going to wrap it up for real. I am done rambling. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back sooner than later with our next review.